Illinois, is drawing criticism because they have uniforms actually, I guess, designed in part by Under Armour. They plan on wearing against Michigan this coming week, a football game they have coming up, to show to some what looks like blood stains on an American flag. The Northwestern Wildcats will then trade their familiar purple for the red, white, and blue when they host the Wolverines on the 16th of November to honor the Wounded Warrior Project. Now, this has drawn a fair bit of attention, both positive and negative. Some folks think that this is disrespectful to the flag. Other folks think it's tremendous in that it can help raise awareness and funds for the Wounded Warrior Project. A perspective on this from Colonel Kimberly Olson, who is the president of Grace After Fire, also USAF retired. Colonel, good morning.
Good morning.
You have a uniform that shows what to some folks look like is blood stains on an American flag. Well, okay, you don't get wounded without blood. I get this. This honors the Wounded Warrior Project. I think this is a very worthy cause. At the same time, I can understand the concerns of some that feel this might be disrespectful to the flag. How do you stand on this?
It brings up both sides, exactly to your point. The flag code says that you're not supposed to use the flag as a costume or a uniform. But on the other end of the spectrum, here we are having a discussion around this controversy around veterans, and the ability to have this kind of discussion is brought to you by the men and women who serve in uniform. So in a way, it's kind of a great thing because it reminds us that indeed folks are still out in harm's way, and that the veterans are with us and have needs.
Now, Northwestern's not going to profit from these things. What happens after the game is that jerseys will all be auctioned off with all proceeds going to the Wounded Warrior Project. Again, I think net, that ends up being a good thing.
Yeah, it is. And Wounded Warrior is really good about not just keeping the money for themselves. They actually then turn around and give grants to other small organizations that are helping veterans in their local community. So again, it brings to the highlight that we still have vets, and I know that on Sunday we lost a kid in Afghanistan, and for some families the war is not over.
Colonel, let me ask you though. You mentioned the flag code. It is so widely ignored now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's observed only in the breach, basically. It is so widely ignored that I have difficulty working up a lot of outrage over something like this, where clearly the intent is positive. It's meant to be respectful. All the funds raised from the auction are going to go to help wounded vets, male and female, as they return to being reintegrated into civilian life. Why on earth would somebody get a bee in their bonnet about this?
Well, I mean, you have some folks that feel very, very strongly about it, and to your point, there is no one to really enforce the rules of the flag. I mean, you can remember what it was like during Vietnam when we were burning our flag, and that just made veterans of the Vietnam War, just outraged, and rightfully so, because this is very symbolic for vets, in that, you hold the flag up no matter what. Heck, our Star-Spangled Banner is built around that entire philosophy. So for some, it is very, very near and dear. For others, it's just a symbol. It's material. But people say, well, it looks like paint or blood. But I look at it and it looks almost distressed, as if it were antiqued. And so, I guess is how you view the flag and the uniform. The other part I have is they've got it all the way down to their shoes. So you're like, oh my, it's a bit over the top. I got to tell you, it's somehow like Terminator. You're just like, oh my.
Colonel Kimberly Olson, CEO and president of Grace After Fire, a great organization that helps with peer-to-peer counseling and other issues for female veterans as a return. Kim, as always, thanks for your time this morning.
No problem. My pleasure. Take care.
It's 8:55 news, traffic, weather on the 5s.